Hey YouTube, how's it going? Wanted to introduce you guys to Sloppy. He's part of the crew now, and I just wanted to say I wanted to start doing more commentary videos. Tell me what you guys think about it in the comments.
So how's it going, YouTube? Like I said, I wanted to start trying to do these commentary videos. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope it's something that you guys like, just to walk you through my thought process and what's going on during every fight, every game. Sometimes there's not really much to talk about because there isn't really a lot of action going on sometimes, but you know, it's a learning curve for both of us, all of us. I hope you guys do enjoy the video. If you do, make sure you hit the like button. And make sure to subscribe. I'll take all the subscribers I can get. So I'm here playing with one of my friends. I haven't played with him for a while. He actually changed his gamer tag, so I'm not even sure what his gamer tag is now.
I
It's
don't know. Okay.
Venom, apparently. But yeah, this was our first game together. This was my last game before I had to go do stuff, and we actually ended up winning the
Nice.
game. It was a pretty fun game. Dropped like 9 kills. So we decided to
Where's
drop
Florida's?
Greasy Groves, which, it's not my favorite place, but it's not my least favorite place. So as we're landing here, you gotta always look around, make sure you know how many people are there,
Where you gonna land?
so you're not surprised when you run into like seven, eight, nine
Shit,
people.
there's a few. Somewhere back here, probably this red house. We've
As
never
you can
landed.
see, we're communicating, trying to figure out where we want to land. We end up landing
It's
here.
like two or three teams here.
Lucky, fortunate enough, I find a chest with a blue AR. That's always a good start. I think he ends up actually getting a chest with a scar in it, which is an even better start. At this point, I'm just walking around trying to look for a shotgun, because, shotguns are very crucial to the game.
Where are all the
Shotguns are
shotguns?
very crucial to the game, but let me tell you, they're a little bit iffy. I kind of hate shotguns. At the same time, I love them. It's like
No
one of those
shotgun
love-hate
shots.
relationships. There's nothing you can really do about it, but I'm sure you've all had those fights where you shotgun somebody and you do like 9 damage and then they hit you for 200 and vice versa. So, I I really there's not much I can say on the shotgun other than it's a good weapon, but I don't find it to be too reliable. But sometimes you don't have any choice but to use a shotgun. So here we're just looting, just trying to make sure we have weapons before we go fight people. You never want to go into a fight unprepared. Always want to have some kind of materials too, because building can honestly dictate the fight. Building's like the biggest factor in a fight. If you can outbuild somebody, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna win that fight.
Talk about that.
So here I'm just trying to get mats.
No, I fell
I
off.
got kind of anxious here and started looking for
Person in
people. I
front of me.
spotted this guy, so
Over here at 60.
I start running at him.
He's running.
Here I see
Oh, he's
he's
fighting
over there
somebody.
fighting people, so I don't want to run straight at the people, so I'm gonna build up, try to get an overview, see what's going on. I end up finding the
Killed
headshot and
one.
kill him. I see this guy, try to snipe him, just barely missed. And then I'm just waiting here to see if they pop out. I don't want to stand on those stairs so they don't knock me down. And then I'm waiting here
They're
for
in the
my
gas
teammate to
station.
come running over before I end up pushing them, trying to make sure they're also not pushing me. You know, Here I just decide I hear a chest, I don't see them moving, let me start looting.
Push up.
Which could have went really bad if they would have seen me drop in there and started pushing me, because again, I still don't have a shotgun. I know they have a
Bro, these guys
shotgun,
want a freaking
so I'm trying to
shotgun.
keep this at a long range, if possible.
Where you
Mid
at?
to long range.
They're by me. They're on me.
Here I see him, and then my teammate ends up downing this guy, and I find this guy, and I double headshot him. So that
I have
was
another
pretty
team
good on
coming.
our
Here.
part. Now we're just looting right here.
Uh,
Finally found a shotgun. I dropped that 50
Drop a
shield for
potion
him
for you.
because I see he has no shield, so One thing you always want to do is you always want to keep your teammates with shields or at full health if possible. You don't always want to take the full shields for yourself because you know like it's a team game. You want to keep everybody alive. The more people you have when you're fighting, the bigger the advantage is for you. Right here I stopped for a second because my wife texted me, but it is what it is. Alright, so here we go back to farming. We realize the storm's about to close in and we're not that close. He actually ends up telling me he doesn't need the shields because he already has, so I go back for it.
Hurry it up. Storm's coming. Fuck a pump, dude. I'm not picking up a pump.
I was debating whether to pick up the pump or not. As you can see, I said fuck that. I really did not want to pick up that pump because I've had so many bad like games with the pump lately. Like I'm over it. So here we're just running away from the circle, you know, trying to
I have AR bullets.
make it to safety. It's not much to be said here.
What? Someone actually checked his house?
Oh, I do want to bring up though, if you guys ever want to figure out when I'm live, if you are interested in watching the stream, I always post it on my Twitter. My Twitter handle is a little bit confusing. I'll try to leave it in the description for you guys, so you can look me up. My Instagram's at the top right corner. Well, obviously you're watching my YouTube, so you already figured that one out.
There was people over here.
So yeah, we're just running here right now, trying to see if we can run into somebody as we're getting out of the storm. One thing you always want to keep in mind though, as you're running from the storm, there's always those people that are straggling behind. You don't want to necessarily like get right behind them. Like you don't necessarily want to pick a fight in the storm if you don't have to. It's always best to run out of the storm, but sometimes you don't have a choice. And another thing, if you're not too sure if you're gonna make it out of the storm or not, you always want to have bandages or a med kit. I don't know how many games I've been caught out by the storm and I don't make it because I have shields instead of bandages, or I have too many weapons that I don't need and no heals. So always keep in mind, always have some kind of healing on you at all times if you're far away from the storm. If you're in the circle, it doesn't really matter, but you still want to keep an eye on your health. You don't necessarily just want to like be in the circle and then get shot up and have no heals. So it's always nice to have heals or at least shields. But like I said, if you're trapped in the storm, heals are the way to go. Shields aren't really going to do anything for you. But most of you guys already know that. So here we hear somebody shooting, and we're not sure where.
Come here.
I don't know how we take damage there, but it is what it is. So we found that guy. I end up sniping that guy and then cleaning him up. Missed a couple shots, but it's fine. They still have no idea where we're at. I see this guy trap himself right here, so I'm trying to push towards him, but I don't want to do anything crazy while my teammates still in the storm. And then I start getting shot by this guy on top of the hill, so I'm a little confused right now.
There's one in there, and then there's one in this hill above me.
I let my teammate handle that guy, and I keep an eye on the guy on top of the hill because he has the high ground on us. And I'm pretty confident my teammate's gonna get this guy.
Oh, yeah.
And there it is, he just cleaned up that guy. So here I do a little bit of a risky play. First of all, I don't know why he popped out with those medkits in my hand. Here I'm trying to bait the guy to pop out, see if I can get a snipe on him. He stands still for a little too long and I pop him in the head. That play could have gone either way because I was standing still. He could have easily just shot me, but I don't know, I was feeling confident during that play. Now as I'm going up here, I'm just trying to loot him. I don't think anybody's here because he just got down, but I run into this person.
Oh, there's another one.
I quick scope
I hit her
real
once.
quick,
I hit her once.
which I thought was pretty nice.
Harley
Here,
Quinn
I
on
don't
me.
know what happened. She somehow got on me. I missed a bunch of shots, panicked. Then I switched to my
I
shotgun
killed her.
and
Did you get the other guy?
end up killing her.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, there's
As
a
you can
chug
see, I
jug
have
and
11
med
health,
kit.
so I dropped down for the chug jug. Right here, I'm trying to build, but for
Okay,
some
I wanted
reason,
to
I
build
don't
first.
build. You always want to
Dude,
build
I
around
ran
you when
up
you're
there and quick
either
scoped her.
medding, drinking shields,
I wasn't even
anything,
like
because
ready.
you
I
never
just
know where
panicked
people
and
are.
quick
People hear
scoped.
you
I
fight
was
and
trying
they'll
to
come
build.
running at you real quick, and they'll catch you by
That was
surprise.
crazy.
So I drink the chug, I end up getting my med kits back. Now I'm gonna go back to loot the first guy that I had sniped, see what he had. You know, always gotta check all the loot, because sometimes there's stuff there that you need.
I don't think I ever got this guy's loot.
Found some minis, decided I didn't need the scope anymore.
There's
I see a
50
50
here.
shield, I see my teammate needs it, so I end up
Okay,
leaving
I'll
him a
drop
med kit
for you.
and a 50 shield, so we can both be at 200 health. Like I said, always try to spread out all the shields, all the health if you can, because it will benefit you towards the end. If your teammate's alive,
We're on the slower side of the storm, so
sometimes even one health can make a
heal.
difference. If your teammate has one health and you have
materials.
200 still, he's still a target, because even if he's at one health, he can distract by getting shot at, or maybe you're getting shot at and he's at one health, but he can still shoot back and lay some crossfire, get some fire off of you, you know. It's always, numbers are always good in any game. Any game you play, having numbers is always a plus.
Somebody.
So here we're just trying to run around, see who we find, what we find. Trying to stick at the edge of the circle, because he said he had heard somebody down here, but apparently he was just hearing things. Not much to be said here, as you can see, we're just running. Oh, one thing you always want to keep in mind, your material. You always want to have materials on you. Like right here, I have 338 wood and 188 bricks. That's, I mean, it's not that it's not enough, but it's not ideal. Because if you get into a fight against another good builder, you're going to need more than that to outbuild them. So you always want to be constantly farming materials when you can. A lot of the times you can get a lot of materials from killing people. That's why you always want to go and find people to kill. That's how you get a lot of materials, how you get a lot of ammo, how you get better loot. But when you can't find nobody, no matter how much you run around, you know, you always want to have materials, so you gotta farm every now and then. You don't just want to keep running around looking for people, and then when you find them, you don't have enough materials to win the fight. So again here, just waiting it out, trying to see who we spot.
Oh, dude, I keep sliding down. I think there's another shield over here.
I ended up finding another shield, which was real lucky for us, because now we got heals for days. He ends up picking up my med kits, so now we have 100 shields, 125 shields in my inventory, and then he has 2 med kits. So that's pretty good.
Switch to a shotgun? Oh. I swear I just heard somebody switch button.
So here we find more loot. We're still looking for people. I don't know why I thought I saw a blue tack.
I really don't want to pick up a pump this game.
I kept looking at the pump and like thinking about it, but I don't know, dude. I had like so many bad games with the pump before this that I was like, no pump.
I don't want to get shot in the back.
Alright, so here we're running through the town. I really wasn't sure if anybody was there. I'm always the type of player who gets shot in the back and dies for it, so I'm like trying to be really aware of it. I'm not trying to get shot in the back.
Alright, 8 people left.
People have been lying left and right. As you can see, I
6
just
people
said
left.
8 people left, and then it went down to 6 other people left other than us.
They're in front of me. To the 330. They just built something.
So
No, don't go.
we
too
see
much.
those guys over there, but my
Stay on
teammate
the-
doesn't want to push them for some reason.
Oh, man.
Hide.
He wants to hide. I normally don't agree with that. I
Yeah,
like
go
being
with all
aggressive.
the elite.
77 me.
I was gonna push him, but then my
far,
teammates
dude?
started calling out other people, so I had to go back.
They're in the opposite way. Are they to the right of the house or in that building?
So I go over here. He called them out in that fort, so I start building because
Yep, he just
obviously
pushed
they're gonna have a
myself on me.
sniper. As you can see right there, I built just in time, blocked the sniper shot. Now this is where things get a little hairy,
There's also
because I know there's
behind
people
us.
over there, and then we got those guys over there trying to shoot rockets at us, so I figured the best place I can be is away from the rockets, right? I don't know whatever happened to that care
Someone's
package.
sniping at me from behind us. They're running at us.
So over here, as I told them, these guys were already pushing us. I ended up
I hit
hitting
one-
one of
I
them
hit
right
one of them.
there, which was really big for the fight because now he has to either fight weak or he has to go heal up. I still got people shooting me from the left, but I'm not too worried about it. I'm more worried about this guy who's actually in front of me. I end up downing him, and then his teammate runs out, and this was a pretty close fight right there.
Go, bro.
I was expecting to do more damage than I actually did, but it worked out.
Did you pick up those med kits by
Like
any
I said,
chance?
I had shields, he had med kits, so I wasn't too worried about taking that kind of damage. These guys are still rocketing us.
Yeah, I killed both of them. Let me get a med kit.
They probably would have been better off just rushing us after they saw we were in a fight. But they were still trying to rocket us. Somebody else was trying to snipe us, and I had no idea who.
We're in a bad corner here. I think both teams are around us.
So I wanted to like try to get out of that area because I didn't know where the other team was.
I have
But
2 launch pads.
He was
by the
still
way.
sitting back there on his
Oh my god.
trying to drop me the med kit, so I had to end up going
Dude, I
back
told
for
you
the
run.
med kit. I also didn't want to sit in that corner because it was possible that these guys were going to get tired of shooting rockets at us and come running at us, but for some reason they never did.
I already got the scar. I want those rockets.
Right there I was trying to decide what can I drop for the rockets, and I figured I'm just going to have to use the
You
med
use
kit
med
right
kit so I
here
can get the
to
rockets.
pick up the rockets. Towards the end of the game, you always want to have some kind of explosives because towards the end, building is
I already got rockets. I already got rockets.
much
Oh,
more.
I got like 50.
It's not a. I wouldn't say a needed thing, but it's definitely the way you're gonna win the game.
I need to be careful.
You're not gonna win the
You know,
game by
there's one
standing
team
out
to
in the
our right,
open
and I think the
shooting
other team's
people.
by Dusty.
9 times out of 10, someone's gonna be in a fort.
I can launch pad.
So I never noticed that they had killed the other team. In my mind, it was still us and 2 more teams. So I was playing it, hug the corner, look for the guys that were shooting us,
I'm going to
and
the
try to
edges.
spot the other guys at the same time. So right here I figured being on the high ground would be the best plan.
Right in front of me?
But I see these guys building.
Yeah, I can. They're building on
Shoot a couple rockets to see how they would react, and as you can see they just rebuilt their stuff. Try to see if I could snipe this guy, but I just missed, barely missed. And then I start building because I know these guys have rockets.
Oh, they both have rockets.
I didn't know, as you can see right there, I said they both had
Where's the other
rockets.
team at?
I didn't know they both had rockets. I thought it was just
Why
one.
is the other team not shooting them?
As you hear me say right there, why is the other team not shooting them? Like I said, I still
I'm
thought
waiting for the other team
there
to start
was
shooting.
6 people alive, not 4. So I thought it was us and 2 other teams. I didn't realize it was a 2-on-2.
Is that your
Right there,
grenade
we
launcher?
broke their base,
Yep.
and I ended up trying to snipe this guy, and he ends up poking
I
his
knocked
head
one, I
out
knocked
just
one,
enough
I
for me
knocked
to
one.
snipe him. So I decided that's it. We gotta push. When going up against rockets, you always want to be quick on your wall building. You never want to just like stand still and let them shoot in between a crack or anything. And here he pushes me. I
Hit him
get
for
a
100
nice
and
shot on
something.
him, but he gets a nice shot on me. There, the same thing. It was a pump
Woo!
against
I didn't
me,
even know
you
that
know.
was the last team.
Not much I could have done,
Good
but
shit, man.
as you can see, we ended up putting out the win, and it was pretty nice.